At some point in our lives, we all feel a noble cause to try and save the world. At some point, we all have to realize that that's an impossible goal. That's an impossible thing to ever want to achieve. I realize I'll never be able to save the world, but I also realize that there will never be a time where every one of us can't help others around us. I also realize that you can make more progress in life faster if you can, and if you can have the ability to learn from others' experiences. But you also do need to learn how to handle your shit by yourself. Welcome back to another episode of Sweat Talk. My name's Chad, and today I want to talk about humility, staying humble, and learning how to win in the game of life. For many, the feeling of mental health, the struggle that happens from mental health issues, can leave you feeling extremely lonely. And not being able, or not feeling like you're able to be open, can deepen an urge or a feeling, a need for introversion and self-isolation. At some point in your life, if you ever truly want to live a successful life, have a successful career, be a successful businessman, be a successful person, whatever it is in your eyes, at some point you have to learn how to be a leader. You have to become a leader. Whether it's a leader of your household, a leader of your employees, your coworkers, at some point you have to be able to become a leader. A true leader has the ability to learn. A true leader has the ability to listen to others, listen to others' concerns, input, as well as feedback. They learn how to effectively delegate tasks. A true leader doesn't need to use an iron fist to get their subordinates to achieve greatness for themselves or within them. No matter what that leader is leading, no matter what the scenario is, whether it's actual troops in combat, their family, their coworkers, or subordinates in general. A true leader realizes that if they're any good at being a leader and having quality leadership skills, they'll be able to harness the ability for the subordinates to shine for themselves. They'll be able to foster that urge to shine. A true leader will be able to help people figure out their true calling for themselves. They don't have to give advice because they're able to articulate and have an open dialogue and ask the proper questions in the right order, in the right manner, where people all themselves will have that aha moment and realize once that aha moment starts, once they feel that sensation of that aha moment, they're on their way. They themselves will be able to understand and build that tiny snowball to get it rolling down the hill with an unstoppable momentum. I get asked in the comments all the time if I have any advice on a situation for somebody. And the answer is no, I don't have advice. Not only are there too many moving parts for me to understand and be able to wrap my head around the complexities of your particular situation, I'm not a life coach. I've been asked several times if I do life coaching, and I don't. I don't know that I ever will. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm a normal guy who just wants to share his experiences through life with others. I want people to see me as a real human being and the beautiful creation that we as human beings are. I know the importance of real vulnerability. When vulnerability is real, when it's open and it's shared, it creates an opportunity for sharing empathy, which can be an extremely liberating feeling. That feeling results in people feeling valued and heard. Any decent leader, any humble, decent leader understands the importance of that. They understand the need for vulnerability and the ability to be open and share their feelings, emotions, and beliefs of limitations. The empathy allows us to be vulnerable with one another so that we can help liberate each other. One of the questions I get asked regularly is how do you find your calling? How do you know what your calling is? I would say that's the most common question I see, the most common direct question I see in the comments. And the only answer I can give to that, since I can't give advice, in fact, it's illegal for me to give advice. There's legal repercussions that I'm not willing to face. I'm not able to face for giving advice. And giving advice it's not what I'm here for. It's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to offer experience, my own life knowledge, and empowerment through vulnerability and display of empathy. So the only thing I can say to that end is, you know, that thing, that one thing, that idea, that concept that keeps coming back to you. It's almost like it's calling you, and it's forcing you to not forget about it. You have that idea that you don't know how you're going to pull it off. You don't know how you're going to accomplish it. You don't even understand exactly why it keeps popping in your head, but it does. You'll be driving down the street one day, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, this idea just pops right in your head. You're like, oh my gosh, I wish I could do that. How can I figure out how to do that? How can I achieve that? Then you might go through a moment where you feel defeated because it just seems so lofty and massive, just massive. You can't wrap your head around it, how to accomplish it. So you just put it in the back of your mind, and it pops up a week or two later, a month, 6 months, a year later, that same idea, and it won't go away. You put it in the back of your head, you try to forget about it, it comes back. You try to forget about it, it comes back, over and over and over again. The way I see it, that is your calling. That's exactly where I'm standing here with you guys, talking to my camera and going after one of my dreams. I didn't know how to pick up a camera and talk to it. I didn't know how to press record. I didn't know how to let my thoughts come into words, and I never knew how powerful just releasing my thoughts to a camera or to myself could be. I knew that putting myself out there for the world to see, displaying my vulnerability, being real and raw wasn't going to be easy. I knew there was going to be a challenge with it. I don't have awesome genetics. I don't have a family with awesome genetics. I was never born with any advantage whatsoever. The only advantage I was born with was a disadvantage. Fortunately for me, I was actually able to realize that at a very early age. But I want you to think about that idea that you keep thinking about, the direction of your calling, and apply that, because we're here, to a YouTube channel. When I started this YouTube channel, I had no idea the direction that it was going to go. The only thing I knew was I had to start recording. I had to press that record button. I had to. Because the idea and the concept of being here and talking to you guys and doing my damnedest to be a good leader, to empower you guys, it kept nagging at me. It's been nagging at me my entire life. Like a lot of you, I'm not overly intelligent. I wasn't born smart. Like I've said before, I was a high school dropout. I was forced to drop out to survive. I have to fight being a fat ass every single day. There isn't a day that goes by where I can just sit down and have that cheat meal. My mind and my mental health depends on it. My body depends on it. I realize I'm addicted to sugar, and I also realize you never give a drunk a drink. I have to work my ass off and develop myself every single day. Every fucking day. I've had to work my ass off to get to where I'm at. Your authentic self has to develop through you actually reflecting on yourself and being comfortable with yourself. Where that leads to, as far as humility goes, is as you grow and develop, you have to make sure that you can stay grounded by continuously working on yourself. You know that even though there is people that care about you or look up to you, that giving back to humanity is one of the best ways that you can stay humble. You're able to repeatedly look back at how a life has been. You're able to see that no matter what your scenario, there's always going to be somebody worse off than you. It's easy for us to forget just how bad people are in their minds and in their lives. As we start to leap forward, as we start to move ahead in life, we can forget the small guy that's still back there struggling just to make it through the next hour, the next minute, the next second. Something that nobody ever talks about, something that I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about really, is our fear of winning. That's an extremely real fear. That's something that we actually need to embrace. That's something that we need to put our focus on it. There's that old saying, there's that old saying, winning ain't easy. That's a fact. And unless we feel like we're winning, we'll never understand what that means. What I understand from that, I'm being demonstrated as we speak. The other day I was talking to my wife. We were both looking at the analytics of this channel. We can see the parabolic growth, the exponential growth curve that's being viewed inside this channel in the background. And my wife asked me if I was happy, if it makes me happy, if It actually made me so happy I wanted to cry. I didn't want to smile. Like, I did a video about how it's not easy. It's not always easy to take a compliment. And the compliments that you guys are giving me is absolutely unfreaking believable. The support from all of the amazing people, every one of you that's watching, that you're giving me is almost overwhelming. And I wish every one of you could feel that and knew what that felt like. I wish every one of you could experience that. The fear of winning set in that day. I'll never not be humble. My beginnings were way too humble for me to lose sight of my humility. But there's a problem that comes with growing and being an exponential, seeing the growth on an exponential growth curve. And that problem is winning. Because no matter what I do, this channel is going to keep growing. More people are going to find out about this channel and they're going to watch it. More and more people are going to find value in the videos that I'm putting out. No matter what, even if I stop making videos tomorrow, it doesn't matter. This channel is going to grow. And the problem with that is staying small. Being a small channel, I still have the opportunity to reach out to every single one of you. I love being able to go on your guys' YouTube channels, and I love watching your content that you're putting out. I love being able to have the time to sit down and write out a comment to each and every one of you. But at the rate of growth that this channel is experiencing, that I'm seeing, there's a finite amount of time that that's going to happen, whether I want it or not. Going through and being able to comment to all of you and express my gratitude to every single one of you and follow all of your YouTube channels, that's a finite amount of time. That's an ability that's not going to stay here for much longer. Being able to find 4 hours a day to reply to all the comments, the hundreds and thousands of comments that I'm getting every single day. Never in a million years did I expect this. And my humility and my desire to give back to each and every one of you makes me afraid to win, because I don't want you to feel that I'm leaving you behind or that I've forgotten about each and every one of you. I know some of you get it, some of you guys understand, I know that, because you put it in the comments and you feel grateful that you found this channel while it's still young, while it's still so small. Right now, I'm at right around 2,600 subscribers. And in a couple months, if we come back and look at this channel, that's a timestamp. Today's September 26th. As of right now, this channel is at 2,609 subscribers. That's a timestamp for all of us to be able to come back and look at. So I'm afraid of growth. I'm afraid of winning on this channel. That I thought winning this channel and getting more subscribers would be easy. But unfortunately, there's nothing easy that's going to come in the future, whether it seems like it or I make it look like it or not. The sun is going to rise in the east and it's going to set in the west. There's nothing that any one of us can do about that. We can't stop that. Life is still going to keep moving like a freight train. It's going to keep going like a bulldozer. It doesn't matter. It's going to keep happening. We have to make sure that we can stay grounded and we don't forget about the little guys. We don't forget about the people that supported us. You know, I could go out and I could buy a Lamborghini. I've said this before, I could go buy the $1 million mansion. If I wanted this channel to just absolutely blow up, I could figure out how to throw together some fancy B-roll that's going to boost the channel's analytics and be able to suck in that attention of just about everybody. I can learn how to make fancy videos. I know I have the ability, because we all have the ability to do that. I could go down and take a picture standing in front of my buddy's Lamborghini, or go stand in front of a mansion and take a picture in front of a mansion like most of these guys do. I could flex my muscles on camera after workout, be all pumped so that everybody can see that I work out and I eat properly. I don't want those people on this channel. I want real and raw. If I'm standing in front of a Lamborghini, I have so much money to burn that I can light stacks on fire because my hands are cold. Besides, I'm not a Lamborghini kind of guy. I'm more of a DF Goblin kind of guy, which I do plan on building one of these days. I will own a DF Goblin. I'm a car guy. What can I say? And I think one of the biggest reasons why I don't ever want a Lamborghini, I don't have any desire to own a Lamborghini, is because I am humble. And I'll always be humble. Humility and integrity are absolutely important to me. I hope you understand the humanity and how it can change in your future. Think about winning as soon as you start getting ahead. If you live in a ghetto or you live in an apartment, you start getting ahead, you're moving the hell out of there. Some of you might upgrade your car. Your neighborhood is going to change. Everything about your life is going to change. Everything you do is going to change. When you start getting ahead and they start seeing you, the people that you've known throughout the course of your life, whether you need to or it's intentional, a lot of them will feel left behind. But when you start making moves, especially once you start getting ahead, to stay humble, you need to go and give back, and don't forget about the little guy. Don't forget about those suffering, those that are in the situation that you were in at one point in your life. The little guy needs you, and we all need each other. We all need each other's empathy and vulnerability. So if you made it this far, go ahead and put humility in the comments section. Let's remind each other and ourselves, man, it's really starting to rain out here. Holy crap. Let's remind ourselves every time we come back and look at this video to stay humble and never forget our beginnings. That there's people out there, there's people in the world that depend on us and our own humility. That's all I got for today, guys. I appreciate you showing up. I hope you're showing up for you. I appreciate all the overwhelming support. You guys are absolutely incredible. And if I could thank each and every one of you, if I have the opportunity to thank each and every one of you, I'm going to, and I always will, because I will never forget about each and every one of you. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.